health and physical activity and building positive attitudes in a school environment. So Claude, the floor is yours now. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoltan. Yes, I can confirm what Zoltan just said regarding our cooperation in the past years between the European Physical Education Association and other partners like the Hungarian School Sport Federation. So, in the next, let's say, 20 minutes, I will talk about the importance of physical activity, quality physical activity in school settings. So that was also the reason why I asked this question to Mark just before. We all know how important physical activity is. We know that the situation regarding physical activity is not the best. Some talk about a physical inactivity crisis. So I will only have a few slides regarding to that. After this, I want to present like kind of models that you can have for physical activity in school settings. But I also want to highlight what political stakeholders say when it comes to physical activity in school settings, because it is very important. And finally, I will close then with an overview of a project that we have to work together with our partners. I will just have few information about this because later on we will hear more about that in the next presentation. But to start, I want to present shortly my association that I'm representing here. This is the European Physical Education Association. And so we are the umbrella organization of PE teacher associations all over Europe. And we are representing members from more than 30 countries. And as you can see there, our main slogan that is part of the Declaration of Madrid that was published in 1991, it is that there is just no education without physical education. And that's what we see as our mission. We defend the position of physical education in school settings and we promote this subject and advocate for it. So, let's have a short view again on physical activity. I would expect that most of you heard about the Design to Move campaign of Nike that they launched a few years ago, and I think they described very well the problem. So there is a so-called physical inactivity cycle. We have children that are not active enough, and this has some negative consequences like obesity, like low test scores, like they are more sick, and so on. And the children from today will be the adults from the future, and they will have children again. Not all of them, but most of them, I would say. And as preschoolers with inactive parents are far less likely to be active than other children, so we have this physical inactivity cycle. So the situation is getting worse and worse and repeating itself all the time. So we have to change this. What we need is a positive cycle. And therefore, we have to activate the children. This will then have positive consequences like less obesity, better test results. They have less risk of heart disease, of different chronic diseases. And they, as the parents of the future kids, they will have then a positive influence of the physical activity behavior of their kids. So that's what we want to reach. And in this campaign, Designed to Move, Nike formulated some asks. And there's one ask that is that we have to create early positive experiences for the children, especially at the age before 10, because at that age they learn a lot for the future life. When it comes to behaviors, then a lot of things are possible at that age. So we have to design those early positive experiences in physical education, in sports, and in play. We heard this morning how important play is. And there's a special emphasis on schools. Schools are a very important setting. All the children go to school, so there they have the opportunity to learn a lot, which is important for the rest of their life. Besides that, when it comes to the IAS number 2, physical activity should be integrated into everyday life, and this should also happen in schools. And therefore, physical activity should be designed into a built environment. So I think that we can all agree with this, and now we have to look at, how can we do that? So, active schools, they are the main social institution for the promotion and support of physical activity, because it's the only setting where every child can be reached. All the children go to school, and so positive messages can be promoted in schools. Especially, as I already mentioned before, primary schools, elementary schools are even more important, or the most important schools that we have, because that's the sensitive period in childhood where movement skills are developed, where movement patterns, habits and attitudes are established, which are important for the future of the children. So, but what do we have as opportunities for physical activity in schools? So, of course, we have the physical education lessons. I would consider those lessons to be the core of what we are talking about, because here, in physical education as a learning subject, children are offered knowledge, skills, and understanding that is necessary for lifelong physical activity. You might heard about the term physical literacy, which is very often used nowadays. So what we want to do is to develop physically literate children, in order that they have the tools, the knowledge, the competencies to be physically active for their life. Then, besides the subject, physical education, we might have activity breaks during other lessons, like in mathematics or language education. Evidence shows that it's very important to have those breaks, because usually children, especially, they can concentrate maybe for 15 to 20 minutes, and after this, the concentration goes down, and the conditions for learning are not good again. And therefore, it's important to have breaks, and the best is to have active breaks, because this will help the brain to work better and to perform better when it comes to learning. We have a lot of other recess and break times during the school day, where children go out, when they can be active. Or not, they don't have to, they just can relax. It's important to have those breaks. We also have extracurricular clubs, and there you have a lot of opportunities to be active also when it comes to sport clubs, school sport, and beside that we have active transport to and from school. So all of this can contribute to the success of the daily life in schools for children, but also it can have a positive impact on educational achievement. So to sum up, schools represent the leading societal institution for the development of physical skills and also for the provision of physical activity in children's age, but also in the age of young people. We have the subject, the learning subject, physical education. We have recess and playtime. We have after-school clubs, and we have other lessons where physical activity can play a role. So now I want to come back to what Mark presented just before, and that's also the reason for my question. And you can see now an example how you can use the grades from the report cards. So here we have the European countries that are involved in these cards, and I'm especially interested here in what we can see for the schools, the grade for the schools. And when you look at that, we can see that again Slovenia has a top grade with an A, but in general I would say that this tells us that the school setting is in European countries a good setting for physical activity. This does not mean that the children or that all the children are really active in school or are using those opportunities, but at least the setting is good. I'm talking now about Europe, so that's also our main interest because we are a European association, we are working in European projects, but we should not forget to look at other parts of the world, at other continents, and we will hear more about the situation there in the afternoon when Professor Uwe Püse will present you some videos and projects that he's implementing in Africa, and there the situation will be quite different. We have not to forget to talk about this. So the setting is good. That's something that we can agree on for Europe, for some exceptions. Talking about active school concepts, how can this then now look like? Here's one example from Dr. Richard Bailey, who tried to structure a little bit the school day and put then the different opportunities to be physically active before school, during the school day, and after school. And you basically find here what I have already presented before, and I think it's important to have a kind of a structured view on the opportunities to be physically active. This is one example. I will present you a second one from Switzerland. Active school in Switzerland is a concept that is already being implemented for more than 30 years. And again here we have a structure with what is happening before and after school. For example, active transport, but also homework. There might be active homework. So I suppose that most of you did never think about having active homework. Why not practicing movements at home in order to be better prepared for school. Then we have, again, time during classes, physical education as the learning subject, active learning, but also cross-disciplinary classes. And physical activity also can play a major role. And then we have the other time in school, like events that are organized all over the school year. There is one particular important event that most of you coming from Europe will also already have heard about. The European School Sport Day will be such a daily event, and this is an initiative, a project that has been put in place by the Hungarian School Sport Federation with several European partners like UPM. Then we have the time outside of classes and mandatory school sport where children can take part in. So this is the model from Switzerland. There are more from other countries, but this gives us some idea how we can now try to improve the situation. When I started the presentation, I said it is important to have a look at what political stakeholders say. And I have two examples for this. Because this shows us that the setting school as the optimal setting to promote physical activity has been recognized also by political stakeholders. And UNESCO here has several documents, publications from the past few years that also take this under consideration, especially the Kazan Action Plan from 2017. I just want to have a short look at this together with you. There is one main policy area in this Kazan Action Plan that talks about developing a comprehensive vision of inclusive access for all to sport, physical education and physical activity. And here, active schools are also mentioned. In active schools, physical activity should be placed at the heart of the school, and it should support the establishment of healthy lifestyles, behavior and learning. So this has been recognized by UNESCO and its member countries, and there is a strong ask to member countries to take care of this. We have also the World Health Organization. Yesterday we heard Fiona Bull talking about their Global Action Plan and having a look at their strategy on diet, physical activity and health suggestions to promote physical activity at school. We find again what I have already presented before. So, non-motorized modes of transportation, extracurricular activities should be offered. WHO talks about offering daily physical education classes. This is a strong ask, a strong recommendation. We have the same recommendation from the European Commission. So there is an awareness of the importance of physical education in school settings. But I think reality is far away from these recommendations at the moment. Also, there should be access to adequate physical activity facilities, and also students, teachers and parents should be encouraged to become altogether more physically active. Yeah. Also here, the role of schools is emphasized schools provide the ideal environment to acquire knowledge and skills about physical activity levels. Now, I talked a lot about how it could be, how it should be, but okay, I will not present now evidence that this has not yet been fulfilled. I would prefer to talk about what we, as a European association, together with our partners, did in the past and are doing in the future to help schools and teachers to improve the situation in the school. And here I'm talking about the European Physical Activity Label for Schools, which is a project that we have now been working for almost 2 years together with partners from all over Europe. So ISCA is included here as a partner, the Estonian School Sport Federation, Youth Sport Trust International, UPIA, the University of Luxembourg, where I am working as a researcher, University of Ljubljana, and last but not least the Hungarian School Sport Federation. And in this project we had the objectives to develop a European physical activity label for schools, to award schools that are performing well in promoting physical activity in their settings. We also wanted to map the physical activity in European schools, and what we consider to be very important is that we wanted to develop a European network of active schools under this label. What we tell schools when we invite them to be part of this, we invite them to improve the quality and also the quantity of physical activity, physical education and school sport programs. We invite them to reflect on what they are currently doing in that field and how they could perform better. We want them to increase the participation of the students in physical activity. We want them to promote it in a way that all children, all students should be included. We want them to benchmark their provision and progress against other schools in their countries, but also across Europe. So it comes a little bit to the idea, back to the idea of the global matrix. It's important to have a look at how others do it and to compare yourself with them. Also, there are lots of good practices and we have to share them. We have to make them available in between schools in order that schools learn from each other. And school development nowadays is a very important topic in many countries. And why should physical activity not be part of school development? It does not always have to be performing better in mathematics or in science or in language education. In school development programs also can focus on physical activity. And finally, we want to recognize what schools are doing by giving them a label or an award. We have 3 dimensions in this label and they are similar to what we have seen already before. We have physical education, we have extracurricular physical activity in general, and we have school sport. So we will implement this now very soon. We had a final project meeting here a few days ago, and we are looking forward to first schools apply for this label. But we have the feeling that there is still some work to do. So there will be a follow-up project that will start in December, and this will be about healthy and physically active schools in Europe. This is a strategic partnership for school education supporting innovation in the Erasmus Plus program. And here we include a 4th dimension, healthy lifestyle in general. We do not want to focus only on physical activity, but also on healthy lifestyle in general, talking about nutrition, well-being, and so on. And here, our main objective will be to build up capacity of school-related stakeholders. We will have a label, an award, but how can we support now schools to improve? It's good to have the award, but we have also to provide them support in the form of guidelines, recommendations, best practice, scientific evidence in order that they can start the way to develop when it comes to those 4 dimensions. And here again, we want to kind of map the current situation. We want to identify the examples of good practice. We want to identify important evidence that will support schools. Also, when it comes to address the ideas towards political stakeholders, this is important for them. We want to develop a modular framework for this because maybe it's difficult for schools to work in the 4 dimensions at once. Maybe they should start only with one of the 4 dimensions. So it will be something modular. We will develop a teacher training toolkit in order that there are tools that can be used for teacher training. And this will all be accessible in the free open education platform. Finally, also, we want to continue to raise public awareness about the physical inactivity crisis, the importance of physical activity. I heard this morning it's not good to become lazy, so we have to continue this. Then we want to continue to develop national networks. We want to liaise schools in countries because they can learn from each other. And after that, we want to link them internationally. It's good to look into other countries. What are they doing? How are they doing? How are they performing well? So this will be our ideas for the future. I think that there is a lot of work to do. I also have the feeling that more and more schools are ready to start this development and to go this way. Especially in my small country, in Luxembourg, where I come from, the interest from schools and teachers is growing, and we have to use this opportunity in order to reach the goals that I've described before, the goals that many of us have here presented in the past few days. So, thank you for your attention.
Congratulations on the presentation. You mentioned or showed one of your slides the WHO recommendation, and you mentioned daily physical education, I think. Earlier slides showed the guidelines, how different countries survey, I think. Different countries meet with the guidelines for physical activity. And Hungary was not on the list, but it's implemented in Hungary, so it's reality, the daily physical education. So according to that recommendation, Hungary should be part of that survey, and Hungary should be maybe top of the list, or of that map, basically, matrix, because daily physical education is a good example, and it should offer some examples for other countries. So what is your view about it?
Yes, I know well that you have the daily physical education lessons, and I have to congratulate you for this. I cite this very often when I have presentations on behalf of UPIA as the president, when we are talking about physical education. The reason why it's not included here, maybe Mark knows better than me, because these are the countries that's reported using these reporting cards. I think my countries were from Matrix 2.0. I don't know whether Hungary is now part. It's not part. So in this overview, Hungary did not participate. So that's the reason why it was not included. But probably when it comes to school, it would have a good weight, especially because of the 5 PE lessons per week.
Thank you, Claude. Anyone else would like to add something? Have a question maybe? All right, then thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.